Hey, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Thirsty Thursday live stream. So, in today's episode, we have the haul of the day. But tonight should be fun. We're going to talk about a few things that, some stuff that you're working on, some stuff that, we're doing, and most importantly, up and coming conferences that are coming up. So, for those folks that don't know who Paul is, who is Paul and what have you been up to, man?
Yeah, Paul Nieto, background in physical security, workplace services, facilities, been pen testing, red teaming. I've just been learning a lot, had a crazy start to the year, getting ready for Defcon and Black Hat. Crazy stuff, personal wise, but work wise, still learning a lot. Biggest thing that I've been learning was terraforming the C2 stuff from White Knight Labs. So that was really interesting. And just been learning a lot of CrowdStrike and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Nice. That's cool. So obviously, like if people don't know about your channel, obviously we'll talk more about your YouTube channel because this is probably streamed on yours as well. So I don't know if we asked about this last time, but like, what made you want to do like a channel, and what is your channel about, and what is your like journey with it? Like, what was the biggest purpose of it?
Oh yeah, actually, you were one of them, and then a couple other people that I know. Because the other people that I know, the people that I work with, is like all the experience that I had, especially dabbling in this, when I was younger, since high school, and then always being a hybrid of pen testing, red teaming, and then on the physical side as well with the physical red team stuff. They're like, dude, you have so much experience. You've been through like most of the big tech companies, GoPro, Facebook, Apple. Like, just tell your experiences, and then like the way I am, like, I don't like the politics stuff. I'm just me. I just tell it like it is, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I do. I didn't want to do the like the showcasing the live boxes and stuff like that, or that just, for me, it was just giving back my experiences. But like you, Kaiser, and Tyler, like showcasing, that's the new resume. So I was like, I got to get on this, or else I'm going to be left behind. Because I always talk about being ahead of the trend and the curves, and that's pretty much the new resume. So that's what I'm starting to do now. Want to do one live for sure a week, doing straight boxes, especially the ones that I haven't done. Obviously, you can't do the new ones, but also Pwn Labs and some of the other stuff that I can do. Some of the pathways on Hack the Box Academy you can't. So just making sure that they're in line so I don't get taken down or whatever. So.
And you don't get dinged by the company that you're showcasing.
Yeah, and you lose your certs and all that stuff.
Yeah, so that's cool. So, like, I want to pick your brain about this because, I think it was Blackfield or whatever, Darkfield, whatever that box was, and it was like an LSAS dump towards the end that I had to do. And when you're live, I don't know, when I'm live, I get brain farts. I don't know if it's nerves that I'm like, oh shit, like people are watching me right now. And it's not like I can be like, oh, I can like I'm recording, and then I'm like, oh snap, this thing didn't work. Let me stop it, bring it back, and then you can merge two clips together, right? When you're live, it's live like we are right now. So do you find yourself like a little more brain farty when you're live, like, oh snap, like I'm being watched, or like what is your thought process and your methodology live versus like when you're doing it on Saturday with us?
I wouldn't say brain farty. I would say butterfly. Dude, that shit was like nervous. I was like, had sweat shit. Like, damn. And then I don't know if it was the first one or the second one. I had a tore up box. I had to restart it like 4 or 5 times. Then the before the last time, it was either 4 or 5. After I restarted it, I got logged in, was able to use the hashes. Evil WinRM, it got stuck again. I was like, son of a bitch. So I restarted the box. Boom! I was able. I'm like, I'm out of here. But it is like, dude, it's different doing it live. So I talked about it in my video either today or the one before. Like, I give people mad respect for doing it live because, the last, not this past one, but the last 2 or 3 boxes we did on the season were janky. And then the third one was like they had that whole meltdown on Hack the Box. So if you get that doing it live like that, like. You might get like, oh, people think I suck or I don't know what I'm doing or, whatever, but that it does happen on Hack the Box. So, like I said, I give people mad respect. And then Too, I also talked about like on LinkedIn, you see all the haters on there, like, right, like they hate on you, Kaiser, Tyler, and some of the other dudes. I'm like, you're only hating because you don't have the balls enough to do it. So,
Yeah.
that's just keeping it real.
Yeah, and that's something, I made a joke with Tyler this week. I hit him up because we'll see him at Defcon, and he put his video out like saying that like YouTubers are bullshitters or something like that. Something like he did a video, and I hit him up. I'm like, oh bitch, you talking about me? But like just messing with him. But and then he started laughing. But I think it's just funny, like when people talk about the experience, this goes back to what you were saying about making a YouTube channel and talking about your experiences. You weren't wanting to do like live machines, just wanted to talk about your experience and give your journey and just give back to the community in whatever manner you can. But it's like, I think, and I've said this, I've been opening up more about this probably maybe the last 6 or 7 months, is that I don't put everything that I know out there.
Yeah.
I'm showcasing a little more. And it's funny because I got a few people that reached out to me about Microsoft Cloud Security. And yes, I do Microsoft Cloud Security. I never really advertised that. I never talked about that. But I'm pretty good with MDE, Sentinel, MDO, the Microsoft security ecosystem. Just Microsoft as a whole, I'm pretty decent. And I just don't talk about it because I feel like things should be private. And this goes back to what Tyler was saying about like some people don't really like showcase or I don't remember exactly what his words, but not everyone will do that, right? Like, and I'm one of them. No one will ever know where I work, right? That's just more of my privacy. That's me. Like some people have to put their stuff out there. So like I want to get like your take on it because now you can consider yourself like an influencer. You're someone that's almost 3,000 subscribers. 3,000 people is a lot of people that know your sexy face, right? So how are you feeling about that now?
Well, yeah, someone told me that they rated his comments. I saw his video, but I don't rate people's pages on comments. And they're like, yeah, like this and that, and I should be the next James Bond. I was like, holy shit. That's probably the Hooter girls. But
you like, oh, that boy's sexy, boy. I saw that.
But, yeah, like I see both sides. Both of you guys are right. When you put yourself out there, you're gonna get a lot of crazies. So that's number one. But I see both sides. For me, it's I'll give a perfect example. What I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people don't talk about it. They just see the glitz and glamour of cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at Royal, like I think it was like the first 4, maybe 6 months, we had an incident. I had no fucking knowledge of incident response. I literally thought I was gonna fucking get fired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I did not know. I knew Splunk from physical security, making pretty dashboards and metrics. That was it. So I did talk about learning that aspect, getting your feet thrown in the fire, that shit. And then, but like they had meetings like, oh, well, they did, someone didn't know this. Go, just say it. Like I'm old school. So I don't get, my feelings aren't going to get hurt.
Yeah.
So, but they're like, yeah, you're not going to get fired. Don't worry about it. And, but it was like that part of cybersecurity no one talks about. Like it's real stress heavy when there's an incident, crisis management situation. Luckily, I built up that stress, being in shape, but also being in physical security. You get a lot of people like that that like to hear themselves talk, or they use all the buzzwords in these meetings, tabletop exercises, all that stuff. But when shit hits the fans, they're the first one to walk out the door.
Yep.
Because when shit hits the fan, you got to make a quick decision, and sometimes that's going to affect your resume. But in security, whether physical or cyber, you got to be agile. You got to flow with it because things change. You can't be straight on paper SOP. So a lot of people see YouTube as glitz and glamour. I'm on the beach getting shit faced on my MacBook Pro. It's not. It's real stress. I mean, we're studying when we were doing PNPT, all the labs, CPTS. Like we're on there morning when we have free time at night. People don't see that. Like it's hard. So that's pretty much what my point was for starting YouTube. like, yeah, there's a lot of benefits, but you also got to put in work, which people don't mainly show that, on YouTube or social
Mhm.
media for that matter.
Yeah, no, 1,000% agree because, you know, I don't really edit too much. I don't really do, I just start the camera in OBS. I throw a little intro and I hit stop and I hit record again. It's 2 clips and I just put them together in DaVinci Resolve. I barely do any like fancy overlays and all that. I don't have time for that. But there's people that really, really love that stuff, right? Like want to make sure their stuff is all good in the hood. And, content creation is I got into it just because I was sharing a journey that I was doing when I first started, right? I was
Mhm.
studying for a PCNSE with a couple friends, just like we did the PMPT, CPTS, CBBH, and all this other shit. It was like just like for fun. And I never expected it to be this, right? Like I just wanted to make some videos. And it's awesome because, I do it, because of the people I'm helping, even if it's just like our conversation today, we're just talking shit. Maybe something resonates with
Yeah.
someone, right? And that's what it's all about. And then you have the flip side of that, right? Like when people are talking smack, and I just hate that shit. Like I really, really, especially like on the internet. It's like you said, like you're old school. Like if you have a problem with me, just tell me whatever you have. Just like our friend Home, right?
Yeah.
I say that as I remember we worked together, and I respect him so much for this because one day he just said, "Hey, you know, I'll tell you more offline." But like he asked me something, and I was like, "No, dude, like this is what happened." Like, and he goes, "Oh, I figured that." Like he was very, very honest and straight up, and that's what I'm about. Like, don't like beat around the bush or whatever. Like, so when you're seeing like these comments on the internet, like, you know, I've gotten many threats, and I'm like, you're threatening me with some other bozos, but it's not to me. I have sock puppet accounts. I have accounts everywhere. I'm not stupid. And
Yeah.
just because I'm banned from TCM security doesn't mean I'm not in it. You know, so it's just like in all these other discords, and because all I do is query InfoSec Pat or Pat or whatever, and 99% of the time it's me, and it's just like, dude, why? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. How do you take that? Do you ever like? I'll do it probably once a month. I'll go through Discord servers and go
I
around the internet and search that stuff.
I don't. I just look at it like this. I don't worry about the social media stuff. For me, I'll just be straight out blunt if it ever does happen. I'm from California, Northern California, right? When I was younger, it was frowned upon to listen to Mexican music. That's why I don't speak Spanish. So that what I'm saying this is that if anyone tries to do anything to me in Vegas or whatever, that's fine. I'll be happy in jail because I know the politics. Most people, California has its own street politics.
Hmm.
So good luck in Nevada jail because a lot of people are from California, and California politics happen in Arizona and Vegas. That's all I'm going to say about that. So good luck. But I don't bother me. People don't like what I have to say. I could care less. I
Yeah.
doubt anyone will ever come up to me.
Hmm.
You know, I don't go off the comments. I've never really had any bad comments. People disagree, and that's cool.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
everyone.
Yeah. Disagreement is cool, but when you're starting, just like we spoke about like 2 years at Defcon when someone called me retarded, right? And then
Oh yeah, I remember that was the 31. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's like you
See,
expect to,
that's different though too, because you had that issue.
yeah,
This generation is the younger generation is different. Um, and some people, like I always tell people that younger generation for DefCon and Black Hat, especially when they get too much to drink, you better hope a Niner and Raider game isn't at that time, because if you run off to someone in those crowds, good luck.
yeah,
Because I used to, as a Cowboy fan, I had season tickets to Oakland, and that's where I'm from. You will get poked. That's
yeah,
just how they are. That's the mentality of where I was growing up,
yeah,
especially if you wear different colors.
yeah,
So you know, and I'm not about that stuff, but that's why, like, for me, that stuff don't even bother me.
Mm-hmm.
The whole social media stuff.
Yeah, no, totally, totally. So what are you looking forward to most? We'll get back on track for instead of like murking people thinking about Dexter. But like so like Black Hat, Defcon, like what are you looking forward to the most this year versus like
Dude,
last year and the year before?
DEFCON, I felt like since 31, I fell in love with the biohacking and payment village. Those are my favorite. Those are my go-to.
Mm,
Yeah. I don't, yeah, those are my go-to. But I try to get into the car hacking one, but that one's always packed. For me, I got to get a better plan. Even though it's in one area, it's still big as hell. So you still got to have a plan. You got to plan out your schedule, your day.
we definitely have to do that. 'Cause
Especially if
last
you
year,
go to eat lunch, dude. You can't eat lunch in there. That thing was packed. We had to cut in line, or I forgot who was in line. We luckily were able to get in there,
yeah, it was me, you, and James.
and then we ended up going to the Korean barbecue spot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
With the German guy. Oh my God, what's his name?
oh yeah, the tall dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I think having those two are going to be my for sure. And then I want to get that Fido, was it Fido 2 implant if they have it from Dangerous Things, because I got the first one in 31, the My Fair Ultra.
Okay.
So, and yeah, just to mess around, clone people's Teslas. Not just I don't even know if it does that, but yeah, that I just like messing around with that technology on the side for fun.
Nice. And anything with like black? This would be my first
Oh,
Black
Black
Hat.
Hat. Yeah, so Black Hat for me, I use that for networking. It sucks because I officially got banned from Darktrace. I guess they saw my YouTube. It was funny because one of their executives added me on LinkedIn when I posted the video, and yeah, it was about their shitty ass AI. But then I got banned from the happy hours. So, and I was like, dude, they have the best happy hours. So, dude. But yeah, I like going there just to learn on what's everyone's roadmap, networking, seeing all the different products. You know, even some of the like the newer what you call it, startups in that back end. That stuff is real cool too. And then that's where I just really network with all the different vendors, see all the new products on the roadmap for the ones that we use, and just meet people, have a good time.
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think it's always fun. It's always cool, like, obviously seeing like I'm looking forward to like the red team village and the blue team village and some other villages that I want to go check out. And like I'm super stoked to be a part of like the new village with Josh Mason.
Yeah.
Doing a little talk there, which will be pretty cool. And Black Hat I've never been, so I can't even.
Black Hat's fun. I think when you got there last year, we went to the Plex Track. You got there on Wednesday, right? The Plex Track suite.
Yeah. That's when I got there, and that was like upstairs and like, yeah.
So Plex Track is cool. We use them. I like their new tool. I hope we get it. Oh my God, I want to do like 1,000 tickets per ship, but it pretty much is like a SOAR for Plex Track into Jira and Snow. So it automates any kind of findings, critical all the way down to I think informational or low. It automates everything. You build it out in Snow or Jira. So like your groups, who they go to, SLAs, the whole nine. So like learning shit like that, dude. Like that's what I like about Black Hat. Learning stuff like that about.
So Jira and Snow is ServiceNow. For those folks that don't know what Jira is or ServiceNow, what is that?
They're like I would say the project or app development team ticketing system, sprint agile system, Kanban board, stuff like that.
Yep. Yeah. Snow is. I hate Snow. It drives me nuts.
Well, Snow could be good. It just people want to get cute and try to be all super technical and buzzwordy and try to make it all crazy granular and yeah, it just fucks up everything. Where Jira is just easy, Jira.
Yeah.
You can't really do that with Jira. Jira's dummy proof. But
home, here he is. I want to see John Hammond in real life. Make a report 30 minutes with Plex Track. We're gonna see home in a few weeks. I love this. I love this guy, man. I really can't wait to meet you in person. All the fun stuff we talk about every day. And surprised he's up. Oh, he's probably doing. I know what he's probably doing. I know what he's doing. Are you doing what I'm thinking you're doing? Home, your red team stuff. But yeah, it's Yeah, snow can be annoying because it's like you have a change request, you have an incident, then you have like
Oh yeah,
you know your incident ID, and then you click on this, and it goes into a thing, and then you can't just close it because you have to get stuff approved. Oh man, it's a
it's a
nightmare.
whole daisy chain, and then
Yeah,
if
exactly, and that's
it's
the
not
one thing
done
I'm not
right,
a
it's
big fan.
horrible. Yeah.
Arm wrestle. Oh, home, you ain't ready, bro. You ain't ready. I can't wait to arm wrestle him. Yeah, man. Yeah, no. Doing chin up.
Oh,
Yeah, you
chin-up.
better be doing your chin ups at 4 in the morning, whatever it is. What is it? 6 hours ahead. What time is that? 10, 1:30 a.m. But cool. Yeah. So I know we want to touch on like some changes in the offensive security hiring standards. Like maybe home can throw some stuff in here too, since he's on the offsec team. So yeah, elaborate on that. Like, what would you like to touch on, like the changes in the offsec hiring?
Yeah, so I always do that just to mess around. I did like 7 of them, a lot from the tech industry. One of them was AT&T, which I do that document in the Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much, when I got in what 2022, it was all OSCP. There was none of the other certs really on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like OSCP is not even really. I mean, it's like mentioned, but preferred is OSWE, OSCP now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it's like everyone and their mama got their OSCP. So now it's you got to move ahead. And I've always talked about that after DefCon, like OSWE and OSCP is my go-to. So well, that's what I got planned. So doing that, the foundation from what I got from both, even just a pen tester or red team role. And again, why I do this is to be ahead, right? Because you can't get saturated or comfortable where you're at because you never know what's going to happen because shit hits the fan. One time I was part of 2 layoffs in 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
So, right now, even pen tester, red teamer, your foundation has to be internal, external AD, web, and API. That has to be your foundation, no ands, ifs, or buts, at least from what I got. And these are sectors from all around. And then after that, they're going to drill you on C2. For the red team, at least, pen tester is going to be more C2, but just more of a high level, couple questions here and there. And then depending on the role you go for, like whatever role you're going to go, if it's niche specific,
Mm-hmm.
like OT, IoT, same with red teaming, they're going to really drill hard on that. So you have to know what you're talking about. And they're not funny, duddy questions. Like they're like legit. So that's pretty much what I got and pretty much what I talked about in my videos. Yeah, that's, people got to, again, adapt and evolve and move up. If not, you're going to be left behind.
Yeah, no, and I truly agree with that, and that's where I think having a good network, like we talk about home, our buddy, yourself, there's other folks. It's just like having those people around you that know way more than you. Like that guy, I love him to death, and this guy runs circles around me with his eyes closed. Right? He probably just touched the keyboard and knows what the fuck he's doing.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Me, home, and Jerry are like identical almost.
Yeah.
Dude,
Is there out there?
Yeah, Jerry. I think he might go to Black Hat maybe, but he's in the chat.
Oh, he is.
He was, but yeah, dude, they're like I said, for that incident that we had, if it wasn't for Jerry's well-rounded,
Yeah.
Jerry knows fucking shit like Linux commands that I never even heard of. Like that dude fucking just knows it.
Yeah.
Him, Daniel, our threat hunter, like if it wasn't for them, like I wouldn't know what the hell I was doing for that incident response.
Yeah.
But they're like having them, and again, I look at like, even though I'm not making what I should at Royal, I don't give a shit about that because I'm learning. Knowledge and time is the best currencies,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm learning a fuck ton from both of them. So
yeah, no, exactly, and that's why like I'm super grateful to have people like yourself and Glenn and other folks like even Hoodie, home.
Oh yeah, even on the team, dude. It's like
yeah.
Imagine if we got both of them on the team, we'd have the best team ever in the world.
Yeah, I think if maybe we'll convince him. Maybe we'll get him some biddies out there.
I think so.
Get him drunk and just have him switch his ActiveBox team. And just like, oh man. But yeah, obviously I would never like home is gonna arm wrestle Pat. Yeah, home is gonna arm wrestle me. I can't wait. we always mess around every day. We talk and we FaceTime, and it's like, you know, he shows his cannons and like, oh, get in there, son. We'll see. But I'm super grateful to have him in my life and just have him as like a friend and a resource, and just like
Yeah.
having those people like that in your life. Just like, for example, if I have any question with red teaming or pen testing or whatever, I'm like interview me today. I always say, sometimes I'll be chatting with him like, hey man, like what kind of, you know, this, like today, for example, today I asked him some questions like, all right, so this is nothing with work. It's for Pwn Labs, right? So you check out Pwn Labs. You use Pwn Labs, right?
I haven't done it in a while, but I did the 2 boot camps, and then I was like, I haven't touched it in a while. I want to start all over.
Yeah,
I want to do those live, like similar to what Tyler did.
exactly. And you know, Ian reached out to me because he saw me do like the Pwn OS one video, and I'm like the Cloud Pwn OS, Pwn OS Cloud, whatever the hell it is. And I really like that because everything is built in, all your Azure, AWS, GCP, etc. So what I reached out, you know, because we talk every day, and I was like, hey man, I have a question. Like the easy way is like, there's a thing called on an Azure thing. It says like fish for initial access or something like that. That's
Yeah.
the name of the lab. And the easy way is, you know, like you can have something in GCP or DigitalOcean or Azure, have an external facing IP, and you know, have any for your outbound, inbound traffic, and like whack your public IP, whack share. And now, if I'm listening on responder on that publicly facing IP, I'm going to listen in for those responses.
Yeah.
Now, what if there's someone that's cheap as shit like me that don't want to go get anything like that? How can we do it with just nothing, just our Kali machine that's natted behind a firewall, right? And you can use NG Rock, right? So I was talking with him. I was talking with Home, and you know, I was like, hey man, like this is something that, you know, I was just brainstorming with him, and then I had to go because he had to. I think I had to go. I think he had to hang up. But like we were just talking about this, and I'm like, oh man, like this is something, you know, I want to do, and then I can showcase this. How can we do this for free 99 versus setting up maybe someone doesn't have a credit card to put on file for one of these platforms, even though you get a $200 credit for Azure, you still have to give them your credit card, right? So what does it say? Scenario, you are doing a red team with a potential phishing for internal access. You phish the CEO of the company, and now you have a beacon on the CEO's workstation. What do you do? That's from Home. That's one of his interview questions for both of us. He's like, hey, I'm going to bed. You guys are idiots. Bye-bye. But
oh, that's good though that you got, that we got resources like that. And like I said, like what you touched on as well, networking is key, dude. And I always picture myself the dumbest person in the room. Like I said, I don't talk much. I'm quiet, even at work. Like people were shocked that I started a YouTube because I don't talk unless, you know,
spoken to.
It's different. But even then, like, you know, I'm an observer. I'm more introverted, but yeah.
Yeah, even when we met, you know, like
I was not quiet until I started getting alcohol, you know. Then it opened up.
Yeah. But man, I'm curious to so this is for everyone. This home question, because I want to throw this on there. This is not only for us, this is for everyone. So put your answers in this tricky question. I know. So I'm going to leave this up for a second, and I'll read it again. You're a red team with a potential phishing for initial access. You phish the CEO of the company, and now you have a beacon on the CEO's workstation. What do you do? Like,
depending on what the objective is, just general out the box, I'm staying silent and getting persistence.
Okay. And I'm definitely going to talk to him tomorrow, and he's going to give me like, but I want to put, so like, I'll attempt it, you know. I'm not a red teamer, so I'm not doing red teaming every day, so I'll give my my best shot. So initial access. So I guess first, Pat versus Paul is different. Paul has those jiu-jitsu strength. Jiu-jitsu strength is so different from arm wrestling. But yeah, we haven't done it. I think because your shoulder was hurting. Was your shoulder hurting last time?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Now this year, my ankle, like I was like, dude,
Falling apart. Sure happens.
I am. Yeah. But it's all good. I don't stop.
Yeah. So I'll try to come back to that. I'll think about that, and then we'll circle back around the last couple minutes of the stream. But so I know what was the other things that so like your new resume, right? Like you're saying, like showcasing your skills, like whatever. If it's a video, and you necessarily don't need to show your face, like in your videos. So like you're saying, showcase your skills. How can people do that other than videos? Like how else can they showcase their hands-on experience? Not just a resume here, and I have all these acronyms on my name, and I still don't know shit.
Yeah, like I said, for me, it's just starting to do live boxes. But if they don't want to show their face, that's going to be kind of hard because now with all the AI crap and especially if people don't really know how that works, quote unquote, it's not AI, it's machine learning,
Mm-hmm.
artificial intelligence. It's Skynet people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said in my video, look at Dark Trace. If you believe in AI, they can't pick up your C2 out the box, Cobalt Strike, and Digital Ocean. They want to learn on that. They're AI models, but and they'll get banned from their happy hours. But yeah, I would say just go out. I mean, if I could do it, anyone could do it. If it wasn't for sports, I'd be really nerdy. Like I'm not gonna say Revenge of the Nerds back in my day, but I would say like more of weird science.
Mm-hmm.
Just go out there and do it. And then after, like I said, those first two live boxes. After that, like I feel more comfortable. Even if I don't even know it, there was two of them that I didn't know. The printer shit, the Rico was the last one, and there was another one. Just I think it was on the user portion of it. I did not know, but I figured it out.
Yeah.
And if you have to take a pause or you have shit to do, just finish it back up when you start the next day or whenever you have time.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much how I would do it. But if you show your face, it's gonna more legitimacy. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, most definitely. And home. Yeah, I will attempt to give that answer, but I just want to go through these little talking points so we touch on this. And the next thing is like taking advantage of learning tools from the blue team.
Yeah.
A lot of people like you, home, everyone that's on a hack, a lot of people are on the offensive team, right? The red team, and I'm a hacker, blah, blah, blah. So why do you think it's important to learn the blue side?
These are two in parallel, meaning they're the same scope. Number one is you're adding those skill sets to your resume, not even counting the certifications, right? Because sometimes those companies have credits or, whatever. I think it's CrowdStrike has credits. Something like Splunk, they have those as well. But just learning it hands-on is going to add skill sets to your resume. And if you learn it hands-on, when they ask you those questions, they might bring a blue team on the side in the resume on the panel, right? They're going to ask you like, how do you search this, what index, et cetera, right? Or query. You're going to understand it. You're going to know, right? And then also, it's going to help you be a better red teamer, and vice versa. If you're a blue teamer, it's going to help you. You're going to know how red teamers operate. For a red teamer pen tester, you're going to know how these blue teams operate, the tools work. How it works in an incident, how they all mesh together. So it's going to benefit you in both ways. So take advantage of it. Now, if they do have the certs, take them. Shit, I mean, they're free. Why not?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. No, I totally agree. I
It's like
think
my goal after Falcon is to be a CrowdStrike aficionado.
mm-hmm. Falcon is in what, September?
September, yeah.
In Vegas, right? Yeah, I was looking at that. Damn, this freaking thing. Yeah, so that's so all right, home before home because I know it's getting late by him. So he said attempt it and I'll tell you the answer. All right, so let me go back to that because obviously I want to put this back on the screen. You're doing a red team with a potential phishing for. So now I fished the CEO. We got a beacon back. What do we do? We can like dump the hashes. We can.
Oh yeah, you got the whole AD suite in Cobalt Strike.
Yeah. What is it called? I don't remember now.
You got PS Exec. You got yeah, you got all those tools. Pretty much most of the tools.
Yeah,
I don't think Certify's in there though.
No, 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 no. I don't think Certify will really make a difference on here because we're on a workstation. We're not really worried about certificates. I want to Google this shit.
I forgot all the tools that are on there from AD though, from Cobalt Strike.
Yeah, CRTO cheat sheet. Because there was in here, like when I was doing it, there was something called
the stingers, enumerate the system, escalate privileges. Yeah, exactly. See, that's what, depending on the scenario, that's why I said I give a general. I would gain persistence, and just, beacon out, jitter. Now, if you're going to go try to, if they have something crazy, then yeah, I'm going to take that shit and sell it.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I don't know where this thing is. I had like a whole cheat sheet when I was doing my notes. What the hell is this damn bloody thing called? Man, this is gonna drive me crazy. Oh man, what is this thing called? I'll have to come back to it because I have no idea. This is it. Credential theft. Yeah, we can. That's what I said, like dumb. But there was something, not Mimikatz, the beacon, Mimikatz. There was something else that PowerPick. No, PowerPick. That's for the domain controller. Oh shit, I don't know. What is it? Home. Let's hear your answer.
A cig and chill. For me, it'd be a cigar, but yeah, that's why I said I would just lay low for a bit. Depending on the scenario, obviously, but
yeah. Enumerate this system. Let's see. He put the answer. Let's see what he says. Proficient control team, white team usually gives you the list of users. For an example, you can fish. A CEO in itself has access to real sensitive stuff like the market share. Yeah.
Stuff that's confidential, that's not released yet. Yeah. R&D, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, so let's see what else he said. So it's a potential error for customer side that they let the CEO address into.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's, it's so funny because we overthink things like so technical, and it's like, you just like, oh, just whack a share name, and then you can probably get to, and it's funny because I always say that, and just the rest what he said. And as you as a red team, you have to double check. Exactly. Yep. Exactly. And it's interesting because like when you're going through like these assessments, and we always think, even when I was I think I said this story, like when I was a network engineer, so I would stop and say, I can't go further. True, exactly. And I remember I was a network engineer, and I think I just passed like CCNP route switch or whatever. I don't remember. And there was an uplink. So when you do like show CDP neighbors, it's Cisco discovery protocol, and then you're discovering, seeing what the uplinks are, so you can map out your network. Anyhow, like one of the uplinks weren't working, and I was like going crazy with all these commands, and literally it's all at layer 1, right?
Yeah.
The Ethernet, or it was like a SPF module, SFP, right? SFP port, I think it's, I don't know, it's SFP or whatever. The port that goes into the fiber to uplink to the next switch, it was not plugged in all the way when they swapped it out, and that was it. Like just had to click in, and now you can see the uplink, and then then you can go ahead and check out that. But it's just so funny, like you ask a question like how home said, and it's like shit, like you stop overthinking. It's like you think about all these high technical stuff, and it's like take it down a notch, right? And yeah, that's what differentiates everyone in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the SFP, the fiber port. Thank you, computer guy Dre.
Yeah, so Power B, Bloodhound. Yep, Power Split. Juicy Potato. That's what the other one is.
Yeah, Brent Spooler that used Cobalt Strike, for instance, for persistence.
Yeah, the tab's on the left-hand side, if I remember correctly, for all those tools to select.
Yeah, I haven't touched that since I did that exam, because we don't.
Oh, for 0 point, yeah.
Yeah, Cobalt Strike. We don't, and like The only time I really use like Sliver or Better Sliver. Thank you so
Dude,
much.
I want to use Outflank's C2.
Which one?
So Fortra owns Cobalt Strike, Core Impact. Core Impact's like similar to like a Horizon, but Outflank does all the payloads and stuff like that. They have their own C2. I really want to try that.
I wonder if Home tried it. What is it called?
Outflank.
Outflink?
Yeah, they're under the Fortra. I guess Red Team Suite. I think that's what they called it last time.
I wonder if I'm spelling this right. Oh, Outflank.
Yeah, Outflank.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I never heard of this thing. Red Team.
What's funny was that it was, I believe it was a Russian company, and they bought it because you know all the Russian bullshit. Yeah, I love Russian, so
I'll show you. Oh, so I guess Home has it.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, that would be awesome. I would appreciate, dude. I'll pay you. I'll buy you a cigar and some old fashions.
Yeah, we need to get home drunk. Get him some biddies. Yeah, that's what we always mess around, huh? But yeah, so it was 12.5K a year seat. Oh, damn.
Yeah, we just renewed it. Hopefully we get our new license. It don't overlap, but yeah, it should be. We're getting Michaela one this year, I believe. So we should have it in a couple of days, or next week, sometime early next week.
Nice. So, I know we all have like 21 minutes. So what is like on a horizon for you? I see you started an LLC. You started doing your own thing. Like, let's pivot to that. Like, what made you do that? What's your goal with your company? Like, you were saying something about media. It helps you with taxes, and you said, "I'm not a CPA.
Oh, yeah.
Advice." So,
I'm all Sons of Liberty, Sam Adams. I do not like taxes. So for me, I don't even know if it's going to happen. Like I said in my video, my goal is to do kind of like old school physical security, where you break into the building without being detected. You sit in the lobby, Indian style, say, I break in, do I have the job?
Yeah.
After that, it's like more of a red teamish. And then you say, it's kind of, I guess you would say on the prank line, but at the same time, it's like, here's how you can help and, secure your building or your network or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like giving back to the community. That's kind of my goal on doing that. And it's kind of funny, but and also entertaining. It's like real life shit, but it's also helping out the community, showing that, hey, you have holes here. Here's how you fix it. Boom. There you go. So that's kind of my thing that I want to do. And then, yeah, the media stuff with taxes, right? Everything's a prop.
Yeah.
Your brand, if that is on your intro for your YouTube video, your car, your watch, whatever, that's a tax write-off.
Yeah.
So that's the route that I'm trying to go. And then also I've been presenting at some of these small business medium stuff for, cybersecurity. There's a lot of MSPs that do IT help desk. And I always tell people help desk is not IT, cyber, and cyber is not IT help desk.
Mm-hmm.
And there's people are selling cybersecurity stuff that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, touch on that because we're touching on that.
There's a company that I posted in our Teams chat. It's called Business Interiors in Texas. July 1st, they got, and I know someone that works there, and I used to work with them in California. And there's pretty much no logs. There's no nothing. They turned down EDR. They just relied on Microsoft. Was it Defender?
Yeah, MDE.
Yeah, and there's nothing. So pretty much it was kind of similar, something that happened. Luckily, I mean, we have all the stuff in place. We stopped it. Someone transferred a phishing link from their personal cell phone onto their work laptop. They clicked on it and boom, that was it. So not only employees, but customers, if they had it, socials, birth dates, all that stuff got released. So yeah. And from what I got told yesterday, they might not even have cyber insurance. So yeah, stuff like that.
Wow, that's a bummer.
So my thing is I'm going back to these, business networking events, and then some of these other like startup networking events, and just, showcasing stuff like what could happen, just helping them out. Because for me, that's messed up.
Yeah.
Especially in your community. Like, why wouldn't you get back for that?
Yeah, no, most definitely. I think that's super, super important, giving back. So talking about giving back, like, do you plan on like doing any talks, submitting any talks or workshops, and maybe a B side or maybe?
Yeah, I would if available. I do CTG intelligence. Phelan Rowe heads those up. I do those, at least the Southwest one every year. But yeah, I would definitely do that a lot.
So if you were to do a
I think
talk, what would it be on? Like, what would you like to talk on?
so. Well, for the CTG intelligence, since my background also is in physical security, I do both. You know, and also in the corporation enterprise world, there's still a gap. Even at Royal, there's still a gap from physical security and cybersecurity.
Yeah.
You know, so that's pretty much what I talk about at CTG intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it would just be just basic, just securing small and medium businesses, because those are the ones that are, you know, like what we call in offensive security, the low hanging fruit. I
Yeah.
mean, they're just they don't have the teams, they don't have the tools. You know, so it's best, I mean, for all of us just to give back to them and just help them out.
Yeah, most definitely, most definitely. So I guess like the last thing we'll touch on is like what's in the works as far as like, you know, we talked about some certification. You said OSCP is not really, I guess not really shown on a lot of job boards. Now it's like OSEP and OSWE. I know there's other fun stuff. So like, you know, what does the future look for you, like for certifications or further education, anything that you have in the works that you'd like to share?
Yeah, for me, I want to do, you know, wherever the trends and the curves go for offensive security, definitely OSEP and OSWE. And I want to get more into the, you know, CrowdStrike stuff, because I think CrowdStrike, I mean, they have everything right now. It's theirs to lose. And, you know, they have it structured for small businesses all the way up to enterprises with the next gen SIM. That shit is badass.
Mm-hmm.
You have the budget, you're crazy for not going for it, in my opinion. But that would, you know, I want to get more into the blue side of things, just to help me be overall well-rounded. And that's where I lack in the skill set. I think barely intermediate threat hunting, because I have to do that as a backup if there's an incident. So I do that on my spare time, and I'll reach out to my friend Daniel, who I work with, who's our main threat hunter, and I'll, you know, hey, you know, help me out with this or whatever. But I want to get more into the incident response side, forensics, just because if I get lax, I'm going to be partnering with the girls at Hooters, and I got to stay up to, you know, I want to be up to par with, I want to be like Jerry, well-rounded in cyber. So that's my goal.
Cool. And for those folks that, you know, hear threat hunting, what is threat hunting? You know, you search for a threat, you hunt for a threat, but what is like some kind of tools? How have you been trying to tackle your skills and brushing up or freshen up or whatever, brush up on your skill, like for threat hunting? Like, what is it? What is threat hunting?
Yeah. So for me, how I got it taken in is pretty much learning the landscape of the different query, you know, Splunk. Now we're on CrowdStrike. CrowdStrike is now pretty much taking that away, where it's pretty much going to be automated, right, with machine learning,
Mm-hmm.
like with their what is it, PS Falcon? Actually, Matt just had a meeting with that PS Falcon. Now that's going to come out with their next gen SIM, where pretty much you just type in what is it, Chrome.exe, take it out, boom, done. You don't even have to write your script stuff no more. And then also, the way CrowdStrike has it automated, like Cyborg Hunter, they got their own version of Cyborg Hunter in there as well. It's a piece of their platform. So for me, it's just knowing how to search, how to understand how the threats evolve, what they are, and, you know, pretty much trying to get that, mitigate those, and then just isolate everything out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's definitely a good, I think, you know, obviously threat hunting is super, super important. And for those folks that don't know, you know, I've touched it for quite a few years, you know, and how threats come in, and yeah, they can be a nuance, right? A nuisance. Like you come in, you start investigating, whatever. If you're going through, like you said, CrowdStrike, you know, going through your investigation, you go to your tree, you go, you know, take control of the host, and you go remove the file, then you can tame the file, then you can validate, make sure that's done. However, so like, do you use have you used like anything like Armis or like, what is your recorded future, any kind of like CTI stuff like that?
I haven't used those tools myself. No.
They're pretty cool, and they have some fun stuff for threat hunting and all that cool jazz. But if there's anyone listening, if you guys do threat hunting, what tools do you use? How is your, if you're watching this after the fact, throw it in the comments. And I'm always curious to see what tools like and what processes people follow. And yeah, that was pretty. So for the offensive security stuff, you say you can do OSC, OSEP, OSWE. Do you think, for those folks that are listening, except home, because I don't want to get home in trouble, but like for like the OffSec, do you think it's ideal if someone's going to go for offensive securities to spend $6,000 and get like unlimited for the year? Like, what is your take on that? Because someone asked me the other day, and I told them my situation, and hopefully I can get that sorted out when I go to Black Hat. Hopefully I can speak to someone out there. But yeah, I have I'm not allowed to take any certifications from OffSec right now. But yeah, so like, and what is your take for like, okay, like spending $6,000, unlimited takes, and you can do like pretty much the whole catalog for $6,000 in a year. Like, what is your take on that?
I would say if you have a basic understanding of all the stuff you're trying to hit, which would be, what is it? OSC3, OSCE3.
Yeah.
I would say if you have a basic understanding, concrete foundation of all those, 4 or 3, then yeah. But if not, I wouldn't do it, because a year is not gonna give you that time, right? But the development one, you're gonna know C# and some other coding languages.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what
you got to do code, all the code stuff. You got to do, I believe, proof of concepts.
For which one?
For OSWE, at least what I heard of how it changed. Because I took the training and I saw the videos actually end of 2022, but I heard it got revamped. Code review now too is on there. So if you don't have all those basic concrete foundations, you're going to waste your money. At least for a year to learn all that. I mean, unless no kids, no family, possible, but yeah, I wouldn't do it myself.
Gotcha. So like when you go for it, are you going to do like individual courses?
Oh yeah.
That's good. And I want to pick Home's head when we meet up, because I have a few things. And obviously if I get everything sorted out with offensive security, because I really want to take some of the certifications, but and if those folks that don't know what happened, I'll probably make a video on it after Defcon if they don't help me. Let everyone know exactly what happened, what's going on, and my story behind that. So that's because a lot of people ask me, "Oh, why don't you have your OSCP?" I'm like,
well, I mean, if you have the skill set, you don't. I didn't have my OSCP when I got hired. I didn't have any offensive security certs.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's possible. You just gotta have the skill set.
Yeah, I think for me, it was more just like a lot of certifications that I've taken, right? And maybe I get shit for this, but I don't care. Like a lot of certifications, like even though like maybe I might not be using every single certification on a daily basis, but I'm learning a concept, and then I get to like talk about it, or like if someone says to me, "Oh, what do you think about the OSCP?" I'm like, I don't know, because I can't give you feedback on that, but go talk to, Paul, he took it. Go talk to Home. Go talk to, whoever. They took these certs. I have no
idea now too. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, but then like the CPTS, right? Like I can answer, a lot of questions on that one, because even though it's vague, because I did it last year, if you don't, I don't remember every single thing that I did, but like I know most of it, and I can look at my report and look at all my notes like that I did. So it's just like that's the main reason. And like with this OffSec thing, it's even though like a lot of people have their opinions on them, it's just like, okay, like it still holds value, even though, like, yeah, maybe, what did he say? We were talking about this the other day. Like, obviously, Hack the Box and all these other certifications are, going to probably pass offensive security or OffSec or whatever they call now. But we'll see. You know what I mean? Like, I think for me personally, because I have an understanding of web apps, I have like OSEP, like the invasion, some of the some of the stuff in there. Like, I think because I looked at the syllabus and I'm like, okay, I don't think this is too bad, right? Maybe you have to brush up on some stuff, but it's not too crazy. And obviously, going back to what we talked about before, right? Your resources, people that have taken that exam, you can, ask them about it and talk about it. But yeah, CRTP and what do you think? All right, so I guess we have 5 minutes. Let's look at some of these questions. Let's go up and let's see. Let's go up and blah, blah, blah. How's everyone? I don't think there's too many questions. How you guys doing? I'm doing all right. If you see anything that I missed, let me know. For sure. Thank you. And yeah, I don't have no ego. I'm just the dumb one in the room. Haters gonna hate. Yep. They have to be stupid, but yep. Blah, blah, blah. Thursday. Hey, what's up? Some logic. Hey, and home. We want to see John Hammond do that report in 30 minutes live.
They had a nice setup last year for Huntress.
Yeah. They had it decked out.
Yeah.
And I just passed. Oh, I missed this before. I just passed CBBH. Congrats. That one was fun. I like the CBBH. I think I still have my voucher for TCM's web app one.
Yeah, I still got that too for the. I guess they came out with the advanced, like expert one. I got one for the first two.
Yeah, me too. I think the second one, not the junior one, like the mid-level one.
Yeah.
The one that Alex did. Alex put together. Join anywhere scenario. We get into that scenario. You guys are goats. I just try, man. I'm just chilling. Cyber ready. I would like to light a cig and chill for a bit. Yeah, no cigs for me. I'll die. I only have one lung. Yeah. There's actually this Nas song. He says something like that. My dude smoked and choked and died because he had one lung or something like that.
Dang.
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm just looking through these guys. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the super chats. I really appreciate that. For Paul and I. Thank you, Stinger. Thank you, Sandra. Sandrita, thank you. Damn, MSPs and not MCP. Now autocorrect. Yeah, MCP, Certified Professional. Those were fun, man. I missed the old. So like Microsoft exams now are totally different than when I took. Because the last time I think I showcased it when I was doing my review or whatever.
Yeah.
The last Microsoft cert I took was in 2015, I think. 2016, 2015, so 10 years ago. And the questions are actually easier now because it's not like, I don't know if anyone here has taken any Microsoft certs, but like when you do the old ones, like it was like a paragraph to read, and it's like, oh man, now there's so much easier. So, I'm not smart enough to threat hunt. Threat hunting is fun. I enjoy it. OSP is overvalued for underrated nowadays. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. So home. Yeah, exactly. This is the other stuff. This is what home and I was talking about. So Hack the Box, White Knight Labs, Zero Point Security.
Dude, that White Knight Labs Terraform C2, that's the one I'm doing. Gotta take the exam, but that one's badass, dude. Their training's
cool.
Nice.
So if anyone wants to learn more about the OffSec, take a snippet of this.
It has a AWS, Google, and Azure redirectors, so it looks legit.
Nice, nice. And OffSec is outdated, and it only exists because of HR and the people.
Yep,
exactly.
That's why I say the managers need to write their own damn recs.
Yeah. Do you think? Let's see. Unfair Rabbit. Do you think Hack the Box Labs or ranks helps you getting a job at all? Oh, I'll go first. I'll go first on this. I don't think so. And the reason why, me personally, like, because I'm already behind the scenes, like I have an awesome team with me, right? So say for example, I'm stuck, right? I'm stuck on something and we help each other. So like we help each other walk through something. So maybe we're ranked at, for example, or whatever, what is it? Hacker, pro hacker, elite hacker, guru, obsidian, whatever the fuck the other thing is, the old word. And I find, and Home can correct me if I'm wrong. Like I find like when we're doing these hack the boxes and then when you're doing a real engagement, I think the CTF mindset, your objective is to find a flag.
Yeah.
And in a real world, like your objective is whatever the, rules of engagement is and whatever because you have an in scope, out of scope, you have stuff that you can and cannot do. So it's a little different. But of course it probably helps you a little bit because it gives you that methodology and that thought process of like, running Nmap, running, Bloodhound, if it's a Windows box, whatever. It gives you these like fundamentals, but I don't think it really is going to like, oh, you're a guru on Hack the Box. You're going to get, the lead hacker pen testing job because you have this, but I can be totally wrong. What is your take on that, Paul?
I'm in the middle. I've said this in a couple of videos for Altered Security. The dude, if you really listen to him about his OPSEC, he throws out. He's funny, like a nerdy way, but I don't think he intends it to. Maybe I'm wrong, but he breaks down that gray area where people are like CTFs are not pen testing and pen testing is not CTFs, because you have to divide the two. So like he says, OPSEC, right? In a CTF, your goal is to get a domain admin, right? Whereas if you're doing a pen test or red team engagement, and say you got domain or any kind of domain admin or any admin credentials that have 0 or 1 or 2 logins, and you go in and start logging in and they start firing off shit like it's Christmas, that's where the gray area is. Like if you listen to his training, he breaks down the OPSEC, and that's where the difference is. Because if you're internal, outside of being from a consulting company, you're not pen testing every day. So that's the only way to keep your skills sharp, that and training.
Yeah.
So the way he says it, that's how I took it out. Like he breaks it down from both sides. Like you got to understand the OPSEC, do the CTS for training, keep your sword sharpened, but you got to know when to back off. And that shit happened to me. If Jerry's still on, we used Horizon AI, and then we pivoted off to a red team because we got creds. And I fucking started firing off responder with different flags. I went on Pentest GPT. I was like, fuck, that's what we did on the Hack the Box. We go, shit, I killed it. So that's what I didn't get caught. Luckily. I don't know how I did it, but that's the difference. You got to take a step back. Yeah. But they are good. So there's that gray area.
Yeah, love it. Thank you. Let's see, anything else? Yeah, Stinger. Yeah, Home's preaching about his OffSec opinion. Late to the stream, and I'm just curious. Anyone has experience with blue team set? Let's put this up here. Donnie. So late to the stream. Cool, you're here. Maybe you'll catch the next couple minutes. But experience with the blue side of the house, and how has the experience been a transition into the red side? You can go first, Paul, for that one.
Yeah, I only have experience from incident response side, and then also doing some stuff on the side for threat hunting. Because for where I'm at, if you're, on the red side, when there's an incident, you have to act as a threat hunter / help out incident response. If you're not doing a consulting aspect from a red team standpoint. So that's all the experience I have. I've never been on the blue side permanently.
Yeah. So that's So yeah, I have. I have been on the blue side. Um, and I think transitioning to the red side will definitely like help you out because you know what defenses and what you put in. For an example, right? If I'm working with, let's pivot from CrowdStrike. Let's say Microsoft ecosystem, right? We're working with MDE, Microsoft Defender for Endpoint. So Microsoft Defender for Endpoint has so many other aspects of it, right? You have something called ASR rules, attack surface reduction. We have, the antivirus policies, and then we have these groups, and then you tie these groups. And think about a group in Azure like a group policy. So you apply this policy, this AV policy or this ASR policy to a group of devices that reside or that need to be inherited to that policy for that group. Hopefully that makes sense. So it's like now if I'm looking at that ASR rule and I'm looking at the settings of that, like for an example, the other day, not the, not the other day, I don't know, like a month ago or so, there was Win32 macros, right, for Office. And by default, the ASR rule blocks it. So if you're trying to run macros in Excel, you're going to say, want, you're shit out of luck, right? And we're not going to unblock that because you need to run your macros, right? Go get a personal machine and do it and get infected because that can be malicious, fileless, stuff in there. So that definitely, so now I know this ASR rule has this macro. I'm just using this as an example in place. So now as an attacker, I know what we need to do because I think even on the OSEP, their training, they have something with macros and set up your own macros and stuff like that. And and to bypass like EDRs and whatever. But with MDE, it's a little harder, and I've tried it. And I'm the first one to say, like, because I have access to the offensive side, and I have a machine in our Azure or in my Azure environment that I can set off this policy and apply these policies and try to attack it and see if we get alerted. So it definitely helps you. I know that's a long, drawn out answer, but yes, it definitely helps you transition to the red side. All right, let's do the blah. He has no experience in what he's really doing. I don't really have no experience. I'm fucking retarded. HR has no knowledge of what is really. Yeah, exactly. That's true too. I thought he was calling me retarded. To give the real value of the books existing in candidates and all second. Yeah, that's true. Nice job, guys. Keep talking. Going to, I guess, BJJ is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu classes.
I'll get after Defcon. Once my ankle heals, I'll be back there. Yep.
Cool. What's up, nerds? Blah, 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 blah. I have a blue side for over 20 years. Okay, cool. So, Donnie, you know it. So, yeah, so that's definitely going to help you get into the red side. Jerry, if you're solid, either red or blue, you switch it using hard. Yeah, exactly, Jerry. Also, I'll be at DEF CON this year. So, okay, cool. We'll be at Defcon and Black Hat, so come chill. And then Jerry says, let me throw this on here. I think this would be cool. Good offensive knows where the holes are that should be plugged, and a good blue teamer knows how to configure, set up that.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So that's where you know how to attack it. Exactly, Joe. You got it, senor. All right, so we're a little past the hour. I just want to say thank you to Paul and everyone that hung out today. And again, if people want to know where to find you, how to connect with you, you want to put that out there. How can they connect with you?
Yeah, OX3 Security, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Follow on Facebook so I can start going live. I didn't know you need 100 followers. Give back value to small, medium businesses. Just basic stuff, to help them configure. Misconfigs and human element are always the top errors for breaches for them. And then also LinkedIn, Paul Nieto 3. Reach out. Feel free to reach out anytime if you need any or have any questions.
Awesome. So this is the last question because it just popped in for Cyber Eddie, and we're out of here. Would try Hack Me Network. So Hack the Box Pwn Labs is good, super practice for PMBT and other. So All right. So pro labs are way harder than PMPT.
Yeah.
We both took it. We both even did Dante. We did Dante together. Actually, we like worked on it together with our team. And so PMPT is not hard at all. And I'm telling you from my experience, I did it.
Well, the report is, because I failed twice. Report twice.
Yeah, I guess like, yeah, the report. So I think where, you know, you just have to make sure you put your remediations, because everyone focuses on the findings, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, like this is this vulnerability, this is how you compromise it, but how do you fix it? So if you don't put that, you're gonna fail. Like,
And real quick, all OffSec, Hack the Box, TCM security, all the reports are different. They require different things. So pay attention when you read.
exactly. But yeah, so definitely will help you. It's not gonna hurt you, but I think if you're doing pro labs and the hack the box stuff, that probably leads you more towards a CPTS. And PMPT, just my opinion, you just set up the 3 machines, your domain controller, your 2 machines, and if you want to get fancy, you can like create a Linux box with a like another NIC. I'm not gonna say too much, but like another NIC, so you can have like a, then you can put like a firewall, like an OpenSense or PFSense with 2 interfaces, like VMware or VirtualBox, and then have those bridged, and then like natting those 2 connections and make it mock like an external network. And then what you can do then is on like a Linux server, you can install LAMP. What is it? Linux. What is LAMP? MySQL, Apache, PHP, whatever the hell it is. You can install that and then like create like a little web server, and you can try to like compromise that and then get in, and you can use like not Exegol, Lumago or whatever, proxy chains or whatever you're going to use to get in the inside of the machine. But yeah, that would be my take. Um, but yeah, that's it. Again, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Much love and good night.
Have a good one.